Yeah. What's the big old deal? It's your guy, Big Hongry. I don't really like saying it's your boy, because I ain't no boy, you feel me?
Grown
But it's
men. We all grown men.
we all grown men, but it's your boy, Big Hongry. And Mondays and Tuesdays at the shop. Got my dog RAHSAAN in the building.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you, B.
Always.
BH. I call him
Yeah.
BH.
I don't know if you've been following this whole time, but what the cast is about is showing love to the homies that show love to you. You know what I mean? And working at the shop, I've been having like a behind the scenes view to the skate world pretty much, like from seeing a little girl or a little boy come in with their parents and just pointing out at their first board. Like it's a trip to see that go down, because I've always heard those stories from my homies like, oh, my first board was here. So it's tight to be a part of that. But from the kids all the way to grown-ups, who still coming in the shops with the wandering eye, looking to see what's new just came out. And it's just fascinating because this isn't some like super high-end ass thing and people gotta wait outside for it or nothing. Like you come in, you get, it's almost like a bait shop or a fishing shop where you know exactly what you want, but you might see something else that might get you fired up. And my guy right here, I remember when he first came in, I'm like, who is this cat? It was when I first started working. We only been open for so long. I'm like, who is this cat? You know what I'm saying? He got the crooked eyes on the tattoo on the thing. I'm like, man, what's up with this dude? And he asking me shit and talking about Jake in the city. I'm like, who is this cat? And lo and behold, he keeps showing up, supporting. Anytime we drop something new, he there, you know what I mean? And the more I chop it up with him, the more I'm like, dude, you've been in the scene for a while. And to me, these are the cats that push the scene, We got the big dogs with the big names, but their names is only so big because it's the homies who is into what they doing and supporting what they doing, because it gives us the drive to keep going. So no further ado, introduce you to my guy. Once again, I gotta give you some more on that one. You know what I mean? That was a nice little intro, you know what I mean? So how you feeling this morning, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for that little intro to the kind of the unspoken for skater.
Word.
And shout out to the skate moms out there too.
Big shout out. Did your moms ever take you to go figure?
Oh, man, yeah. We went to Concrete Jungle. She's like, let's go. What about the one on Haight Street? Skates on Haight. I'm like, no.
This is where it's at. Damn.
This spot reminds me a lot of Fogtown, Concrete Jungle. When I first walked in here, it brought me back to that.
That's what I think I was seeing. Because you was looking,
I was in awe, dude.
Yeah.
Just even with the pictures, some of these pictures I've seen before, like in Thrasher, like this drop in here.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I've seen this. I'm like, dang, this. I don't know. It just brought me home, dude.
That's what's up.
I love this shop, man. It's the location, just the vibe, the energy, the people here is just real cool. But yeah, just skating. I was away. I left and came back, and that's the beauty of it too. Like that board, you leave that board in the closet, and you open your closet, it's still looking at you, ready to go.
Yeah, man, that's a trip. So Fogtown, Concrete Jungle. I kind of know. I'm pretty sure if somebody quizzed me, I'd probably get like 67% right on a couple of things. But explain it though, because you was there for Fogtown and Concrete Jungle, right? Yeah. So it was like.
I mean, I was like maybe 13 years old.
So, but it pretty much was the same shop, but it switched the name.
Shop.
Yeah.
They just changed the name.
Okay.
For what reason, I didn't really know.
Yeah, but so when you was going in at Fogtown, Tommy G was working.
Yep, I had to see Tommy. He'd be in real quick.
Okay.
Mostly I saw Jake though.
That's
how. I mean, he was mean back then. But like I've said, every time he'd always pull out the curb,
right,
put it on the sidewalk,
right.
Fools could skate. He even pushed us to like skate vert too.
Okay.
And just kind of, because we were all just street cats.
Was you skating any of those ramps back in the city, like the one at the hoarder lady's house?
Skated HP ramp.
The HP ramp.
Yeah, I got a chance to skate that a couple times.
Word.
Skated. skated Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl, that's the town though, right?
Yeah, Blood Bowl's the town.
Yeah, see, that's what's dope about you. You got both.
Yeah, I was blessed.
Yeah.
Two different worlds.
Yeah.
SF, Oakland, I mean, they're just two different worlds. Back then, especially.
Still to this day, but you find the homies that cross over though, that do both.
Yeah.
I'm one of those homies for sure. I mean, I'm from Richmond, but I be in Oakland majority of my time, and then going over to the city. I remember going over to the city, going to Embarcadero just because my mom worked in Embarcadero. I may have seen a couple of skaters here and there, but I was just a little boy so to know that the whole time there's this whole skate faction of homies just over there doing their thing. Yeah, man. Did you ever go and skate EMB?
Oh yeah, I was always at EMB. But I was there in the '80s. I wasn't there when it was like Kelch, the mayor.
Okay.
Kelch was there in the '80s, but he wasn't the mayor.
For sure.
You know, actually, Greg Carroll, Mike Carroll's brother, he was the one that was holding it down back then.
You don't really hear too much about homie, but when you do hear about him, you know he was there.
Tall man, he was holding it down. Like
that's what's up.
But Kelch was a big influence on me too. I mean, he pushed you, like, you know, he'd be like, there'd be a row of us just kind of chilling after a little sesh. He'd call you out like, you're ready to do the 7 stair. You're not ready. You're ready. You're not ready. And
he's got all the soldiers lined up like a general, like, you get ready for battle. Right. You back to the barracks.
Right. So I mean, he wasn't intimidating that way. Where he wasn't threatening.
Got you.
Like, he pushed you, and that was cool. And then after you mastered everything at EMB, you're like, yeah, let's do something. You know, like, we got to do something else. Do China.
Bro, this is why I love skateboarding, because I'm fully understanding what you're saying, right? But somebody just walking down the street and being like, Kelch, Mayor, 7 stair, like, what are you talking about? You know, that's why I love skateboarding, because it's so big, but it's still so underground. And just even in the way, like he's saying, like Jake pulled out the curb. It's like anybody who knows about streets would be like, there's curbs everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? But like, that's what I love about the shop and everything, because we got the ledge, you know?
Right.
And somebody will come pulling through like, oh, let me get some bearings or something. Like, oh, I'll get you, I'll hook you up. But you gotta skate this motherfucking ledge if I'm gonna hook you up with something. You feel me? You ain't about to just come through it.
They don't know the nomenclature, so to speak. Like,
for sure.
There's such a small percentage. The world, like maybe 2% of the world is like skateboarders.
Straight up.
Maybe even less than that. But
for real, because actually doing it is different than knowing about it.
Yeah. And our culture, I mean, everybody's into the fashion. I mean, skaters set so much trends that we don't even know it sometimes.
Because when you was going to school and shit, they wasn't fucking with you like that with the skateboard shit, huh?
Man, nah, not at all. Not even back then. Not at all. You know, I don't know if shoes were accessible, but our parents weren't buying us shoes like this. Word. I wasn't making like kind of like a little weekend job wasn't cutting it. So I'd get duct tape and shoe goo.
Yeah, you know, that's a trip.
Wrap your Converse, your Chucks.
And now it's a motherfucking fashion statement. You see somebody with some tape wrapped around their shoulder. This is the skater version. This is the Versace skater version style. $3,000. Like
that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like they really slapping tape on it, but there's like some high end brand that recreated like the D3 or something, but and like it's obvious that it's like the D3, but it was like an expensive ass shoe, you know?
Yeah.
It's a trip, man, because so you went to school in both, in the city and in Oakland?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I mean, like elementary and junior high, that was all in the city.
Okay.
And then I went to Skyline.
You went to Skyline.
And was full on skateboarder.
And who was skating at Skyline with you? Was anybody skating at Skyline? Did you like have any homies where y'all would link up with?
Yeah, and I did a little junior high in Oakland as well. Okay. But yeah, there were a gang of us that were skating.
Okay.
And we would venture off. We'd skate the art school over there by Broadway Terrace. Tech. We do hill bombing. A lot of us were hill bombing.
For sure.
But not like GX 1000 type.
Yeah.
We made sliding gloves.
Okay.
And we would hit Oakland the Oakland Hills are real like windy.
For sure.
So
Trestle Glen.
Trestle Glen, Shepherd Canyon, Snake Road, Montclair, Berkeley Hills, even Ashby, like going down passing the Claremont.
Word.
That was fucking fun as hell.
Who was the pros back then, like at that time that you was like, oh, you know, like?
I mean, you know, the local hero was Jim Thiebaud, Tommy Guerrero.
Straight up.
Those dudes.
Straight
but
up.
then you had like Orb,
Nice.
who was rolling with him, who I looked up to.
Or 43.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gee. I gotta get him to come through.
Oh man, yeah. I think he's DJing now, I think.
Yeah, I always, anytime I see his name on the flyer and I'm like, it's in proximity in my brain, like, oh, that's tomorrow. I don't have nothing to do tomorrow. I'm going to that. I'll pull up because he's
been
playing
doing for a minute.
deep cuts too.
Yeah.
Playing some deep cuts.
I got to see him spin, actually. That was dope. And Tommy was there. But yeah, those dudes, man. And then there was like a group that were a little older than me that were at the shop. And Archimedes and Mickey Reyes and like those dudes.
Oh yeah, the city side.
We were like in awe with them too. Like,
Word.
Cause you know I'm from Bernal Heights and we you know we weren't tough. You know what I mean? But we knew the city. And,
Gotcha.
You know, and we were just trying to be in the culture, and even before that, just with just being like in the hip hop and
word.
gravitating towards ska and punk and
that's what, yeah, man. Skateboarding is for sure, man. Yeah, that's just Bay Area in general, right?
Yeah.
But when you in skateboarding, you kind of get a door open to that.
You do.
A little easier because you coming up where you come up from, you listening to what you grew up listening to, but now you kicking it with this other cat because y'all skateboard every day, and he's like, oh, dude, I'm listening to Jimi Hendrix, I'm listening to this, or I'm listening to G.G. Allen or some crazy shit, and you're like, oh, what's that? Yeah. Now, you know, I know so much country music because of that, because just hanging with the homies that's from Texas, that love Willie and Waylon, and they putting that shit on, and I'm like, oh, I can relate to this, you know what I mean? Like,
it's the blues. Really.
It's the blues, you know what I mean? You switch the whiny voice for a soulful voice, and you got the same thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's through skateboarding. I trip on how, like Andre Nicotina, for instance, like, always known about him my whole life, and know that he's a big dog in the city, but never really knew any songs like word for word until hanging around skaters. Wow. You know, and like, and these dudes is from different states, not even from here, but they they in my zone, knowing my local Bay Area underground hip hop, which and I'm underground Bay Area hip hop, so I'm like, hold up, I gotta fucking know this shit. But
that's interesting too, like how hip hop and skateboarding, because like, it wasn't, for me, it wasn't the local, like the Bay Area hip hop wasn't feeling skating when I was doing it.
Word.
I don't know, maybe they were, but
nah, it's obvious though, because now it's way more like, you know, like if a kid is skating down the street, instead of somebody yelling out being like, oh, that's a white boy shit or something like that, they gonna be like, hey, Phil, let's get this trick for my video, because this is cool now. Right. Like, you guys wanna come through and skate at my rap video? Because it's tight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's skating evolved, because that's the culture evolving.
Word.
You know, people gravitating to that, because when we were first doing it, it was not like that. It was almost the opposite of that.
Yeah, now look at the fusion. I get on stage and spit some hardcore shit, and then get off and skate down the street and go try to catch a 50-50 somewhere. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely fused now for sure.
Which is great though. I mean, it just shows we can evolve and grow. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
Yeah, man.
Straight up.
And culture-wise, like, we were going back to the fashion. We were making T-shirts, like on spray paint or with a marker.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I grew up like skating the ditch all the time, and then Benicia Bowl opened up, and everybody was always hating on the ditch, like, you know. But we went to Benicia Bowl rocking the dish.
Damn.
You know, handmade T-shirts. You know what I mean? So,
So y'all put up to Benicia Bowl with the city shirts on, like, we from the dish, nigga. What's happening, nigga?
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Did you go to any of those contests at the Dish?
I didn't, man.
Okay,
I entered in a couple contests.
Word.
Like Golden Gate Park had one. Did one in Walnut Creek, but I wasn't really into the contest.
Word. Well, I mean, just even as a spectator, like,
I don't know. I missed out on like
some of
the
that
scene.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Just because a lot of my partners weren't really like I mean, not to even brag, but I had gotten better than them. Skating.
Got you.
But I still wanted to hang out with them. You know what I mean?
Word.
Boys and stuff. So
Word.
I'd hang out with them.
He said, y'all niggas is a little weak now.
I mean, it was crazy. I gotten better than like my neighborhood friends.
Got you, yeah. So, and then so that probably just took you a different lane. Like, okay, y'all kind of still just futzing around over here, but I'm gonna go.
My thing.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
And I wasn't in the loop. Like, oh, the dish is. I wasn't. That was on.
I got you.
Yeah.
But there did used to be some big contests out here though. They used to come through.
Yeah, I mean. I think Jake used to put those dish together.
Yeah, that one was nuts.
He did one at my old neighborhood in Bernal, Paul Revere.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he did Paul Revere. Yeah. These steps. He did a contest there.
Word. You used to skate at Tech. Tech was where they had all the jump ramps and shit too sometimes?
Yeah, jump ramps, they have these banks.
Yeah, the banks, that's right. And then they'll set the jump ramp up to that ledge too.
Yeah, it was.
And be getting down with that.
Was cool, yep.
Did you used to see Jim and them over there?
No, I always caught Jim and Tommy at the Dish.
Okay.
There's this big BMX half pipe behind the most crookedest street in the world. And it's not on Lombard.
Yeah.
It's got a secret spot.
Word.
It ain't that secret to the city folks, but there used to be a half pipe back there. We used to skate that. Had all this flat bottom. And these dudes rolled up and just got out their car and was skating it. And I was just like, damn. And we just sat back.
Just fell back, huh?
Fell back and watched them skate it. And jaws dropped.
Word.
Just kept watching these dudes, and then they stayed for like 20 minutes, and then they bailed. And mind you, like the crookedest street is a one-way street going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember to this day, dude. I think it was Jim Thiebaud. He went up the crookedest street, so he's going up it. I was like, these fools is crazy.
Damn, that's a trip, man.
They pushed you.
Yeah.
And then I'd see them at EMB. They went to EMB once, but they didn't skate. They were watching everybody else skate. So it was like let's
see what's going on. Yeah. That's a trip.
Everybody pulled their tricks out, when they were there.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, here you go, that's the big dogs, like, but they just they're sitting back just scoping it. Mm-hmm. Man, that's a trip, man, because Jim and Tommy have done so much for the skate world. But it's kind of like you wouldn't really know about their OG skate history. Well, growing up, not me, you know what I mean? Because I'm younger. So like I just know them as like the big homies who always hooked it up with gear or running deluxe and like just doing so much for the skate world in general. Right. To whereas you don't even think back, like unless you see an old photo, like damn, that's Jim with this crazy ass outfit and crazy hair. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking up on some wall or some shit. You know? I bet a lot of kids that fuck with deluxe and real and all that don't even know like how gnarly, I mean, I know, it's but
those guys, they've contributed so much.
And from being hands-on, being in the street to then
Jim was a wall ride king, man.
For sure.
His style was like Hesh to me, and Tommy was just styled out, like smooth, poetic, like.
But then I heard Carol came through on the scene and started switching shit up. You feel me? But that's another story. You know what I mean? Hey,
I got a chance to skate with Carol, like with Mike. He'd come like maybe on the weekends to EMB every blue moon. He wasn't there all the time. There was a point where I was there like clockwork.
Clockwork for sure.
Every day, especially in the summer. But seeing him skate as a little kid, like we put this pole up on the stage, and you go ollie up it, and ollie the pole.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then come up to the stage and do
Whatever you're gonna do,
gotta
yeah.
do. But yeah, watching that kid grow, that was dope.
Yeah, man, that's
Yep.
dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to chop it up with you and get a little bit of
Yeah, man.
some history from your brain about it, cause you mentioned the Blood Bowl earlier, and that's a legendary spot
Yeah.
out in the town. How did you even come up on the Blood Bowl?
A friend of mine, one of my good friends, put me up on it. This dude's a straight skate rat, punk kid,
Where
who I look up to, even to this day. He put me up on it. His name's Jimmy Sweeney. Anyway, this dude puts me up on,
Sweeney, you know what I mean?
he puts me up on, he's like, dude, I found this pool. It's over in East Oakland. Like, we gotta check it out. So we go, and it's a journey to get there. And you're going through bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're in the hood.
In the hood. It's like in the 80s, 70s.
Yeah.
In the deep East Oakland, when deep
Nobody
East
fuck with
Oakland.
skaters though, so we
You hear this, Leo?
we
In the deep, nigga. Looking for pools. You feel me? Back in the day.
yeah. I did
Yeah.
a rock and roll. I did my first rock and roll at Blood Bowl. That was hard. That pool was hard.
Yeah. There's some photos of that photo up there of Dean skating that thing. And then Carson
Man, I want to meet that dude.
Glafke or something like that.
I don't know if
I need to get Dean to come through for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cross paths with so many
Yeah.
people, and you forget names. And back then, we didn't even have beepers. You know what I mean?
Word.
It was payphone.
Yeah,
That
meet
was-
me over there in an hour,
Yeah.
and that's we gonna link. And if I don't see you there,
Yeah.
I give you 10 minutes and I'm out.
Right. You call somebody's number, and the mom picks up the phone. I haven't seen him in weeks. Tell him.
That's
to
a
come
trip,
home.
bud. To go from that to now, I could just be talking to you on the. You could be way in Jamaica. I'd be like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah, just got off the plane. Come swoop me.
Yeah, everything like that. Yeah, for sure. So that's dope though, because skateboarding was a form of communication too. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, you got that board. We need to talk about some things. I'll meet you over here. Oh, where's that ramp at? Oh, where's your boy letting you? Yeah, it's dope. And then just even expressing, like having a way to express yourself
Right.
without even saying shit. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just throw down, drop up in a
Art
bowl.
on the
And
grip tape. And yeah, we were expressing
art on the grip
ourselves.
tape for sure. Yeah, Dish Boys, you writing on your shirt.
Right.
Yeah, but all that fashion
We're
and
trendsetters.
for sure,
so
for
many
sure,
ways.
for
It's
sure.
ridiculous.
Everything that gets hated on immediately when people first see it is something that turns out to be great. You know, like we about to have Ron come through and just one of the clips in one of the videos, he asked this lady like, "What do you think about skateboarding?" And she's all like, "It's disgusting."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you ask a girl that now, she might be like, "What's your Instagram?"
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, let me holler at you later.
There's some truth to that though. The
Yeah.
disgust of it. You come in after a long skate day.
Word.
You and 3 of your partners. You're all teenagers. And everybody takes their shoes off.
Disgusting.
Mom's like, "Get
For
the
sure,
fuck."
disgusting. For sure, disgusting.
We used
And
to have to wash our feet.
Yeah.
We'd sit in the bathtub, take our socks off, have to wash our feet. Like, y'all can't, But yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I mean,
has-
it's just touching that nasty ass grip tape after you've been standing on it, pushing your feet through the ground. But it's still something
It's
about
great.
it. It's a perfect
Yeah.
filth. It's just the right amount of filth.
You
that
feel
need.
most free. I feel most free when I'm skating.
Pushing through the dust.
Just,
huh?
I'll take a Grosso line, just whatever issues or troubles you have, this shit just goes away.
For real.
There's so much truth in that.
Just even hearing somebody do a grind somewhere, it kind of like just zapped you out of life. You're like, what was that? Or you hear somebody pushing by, like everything is white noise except for that. You're like, who is that? Is that my homie?
Right.
What is this dude doing skating on the street? What are you doing over here?
Oh, I know. Like,
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a couple of skaters on my block. and they'll put, and you just hear it.
Yeah. Hey, even the way when the little homie set up the board, just the way your face lit up, like just to see the grip on top of the, oh, what board you get? I'm like, that's exactly why I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you just got the look in your eye for skateboard, something, a new shirt or something. Oh, did y'all get that new collab board? Or,
Right.
oh, y'all gonna have that? What's up with these sweatpants? And it stokes me every time because I'm like, yeah, man, this is a lifestyle or a crew or a community I'm happy to be a part of because there's so much bullshit out in this world. It's like you gotta be super fancy and you gotta do this and do that and consistency and wake up at 9 o'clock. It's just like, man, with skateboarding,
like why not do that with skating?
Like, just do what you need to do, man. Just
love it.
Get the board. Before we get out of here, Dale, I remember you was telling me you was cool with Dale. So that was like a mesh of hip hop and skateboarding for real too. Like,
yeah, shout out to Dale, man.
Shout out to Dale, the funky
dude,
Homo sapien, man.
We went to high school together.
Okay. So he went
I knew
to
all those cats.
Word, Tajay.
Even before they became
Hyro?
Became Hyro. I remember when Dale came up with the name hieroglyphics.
Oh, snaps.
That's
a trip.
That's dude, yep.
Now that's history. In the town, you feel me?
Yeah, we go back.
Was you? Did he start skating with you or?
No.
Okay.
No, we weren't skating together like that. Back then, but we were more. Our bond was with music. Word. Our bond was with just pro-black.
Straight up.
Issues.
Straight up.
We started a newsletter in high school. And
what?
Just it blew everybody's head just wide open.
That's a trip.
Yeah, like Public Enemy at the time was being called anti-Semitic for a song they did, Welcome to the Terror Dome. And our high school newspaper kind of got on the bandwagon and was talking about PE, against PE. And we were like, this is bullshit. We're going to start our own
newsletter.
Damn. So with one sheet of paper, we did a front and back newsletter about just pro-blackness, about culture, about music. Dell was a writer. He was one of the founding writers. It was the paper was called Knowledge Unlimited.
That's a trip, bro. That is a trip right there. Yeah, that's a trip. Because Homeboy is like super inspirational around the world. So to hear something like that, and just to hear that he was there with that, you know what I mean? Like that's dope. Bro.
His dope. Unwritten raps were just seeing him go off the dome. You'll be like, damn, this dude.
Word.
He sets it off.
Yeah.
I had this idea that nobody was smelling me on. It was a collab with hieroglyphics and Anti-Hero.
Oh.
And it was called Anti-Hiro.
Anti-Hiro.
Yeah.
All right, we heard it here first, you feel me? Hopefully, quick call. Yeah, I know you hella into music too, cause you be DJing a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I kind of got into music before I got into TV. I was in TV for a minute, but before that, I'd work at KPFA in Berkeley.
Okay.
Just like turning over carts, and then I went to college after I broke my jaw on a half pipe.
Damn.
I broke my jaw on a half pipe, and then.
What half pipe?
It was over in the Mission, like near 2-4.
Okay. That's a trip.
Yeah. And then it was, I didn't have the support system of getting back on my feet and dusting myself off.
Yeah.
Getting back on the board.
It was just kind of like
more like, okay, what are you gonna do now?
Word.
And it bummed me out.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a big injury. You break your jaw, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
kind of like,
jaw
bro.
wired shut for 3 months, dude.
Yeah, I can see somebody kind of not wanting to step back on the board for a little bit after that. You feel me?
I tried to put a burrito in a blender. You know what I mean? Like, this is
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then after, I just went to college. I went to school in New Orleans and got into multimedia.
Okay.
Mass communication.
Word.
But had a radio show out there. But yeah, I got a degree in mass communication.
Nice.
And then kind of transitioned from music to television.
Got you.
And
Yeah,
now I'm
man.
a merchant sailor, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's the
That's
the
my
sidewinder.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now.
But that's dope though, because when you go on those boats, we were just talking about it. You can you might get docked over in a whole different part of the world, but you can
Yeah.
pop off that boat with a board and go try to find you a curb somewhere or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, no doubt.
It all
Yeah, I
comes
got
back. It
lucky.
all comes back to the board.
Yeah, and you bring your board everywhere you go.
Straight up.
Skated in the PI in the Philippines,
Damn.
New Zealand. Skated in Australia.
Nice.
Skated in Japan.
In your own world
skated in
tour.
Guam.
That's what's up.
You only have like you can't go too big because
Yeah.
you there to work. You know what I mean?
Where, yeah, you don't want to get dusted and then be back
Right.
whipping on the
Then I
boat.
can't. Yeah, then I gotta go home.
Yeah.
But you cruise around, and I'm 51, so that's all. I'm good. Just
You need a couple
push.
curves and
Yeah,
just
give me a wall.
yeah,
Give me some banks.
chilling.
Yeah, skate a
basics.
little vert, not going too crazy with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm blessed and just grateful, mindful to just still be pushing. Mindful. I just stay mindful of everything that I do now. I mean, we get wise when we get old.
Word.
And to still hold on to skating, it's a good thing, man. It really helps you evolve into a better person. Yeah, I'm just more kind.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Word.
Not trying to get too deep, but yeah, it's just very just helpful, and just being a skater now, older guy, and watching like youngins come in, it's a blessing, man. And you see, just not much has really changed, really. I mean, it's evolved into this popular thing.
Yeah. But the camaraderie of it is still the same too. I might want to hold off on that gum too. That shit probably is like smacking in the thing. But yeah, I feel what you're saying though. Cause to hear the stories of like the OGs and how they come together and stuff, I still see it now. You know what I mean? Like the little homie just came in this morning, like, boy, I need a board. All the homies just talking about they skating over here. I'm getting fired back up on the board. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's still the underground.
This youngin right here putting it together.
Yeah, for
I've
sure.
been in here, sitting right here, and there's a guy. He'll have Aiden just put the whole thing together. I'm like, hey man, you need to come watch this.
Yeah.
And all he wanted was his trucks tightened or loosened.
It's like you could have did that on your own.
Yeah, like come here and experience this. Don't just, I don't know.
Nah,
That's just me, though.
it's you,
I'm
you,
old
but
school,
that's
you know?
real though. That's real.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, but then when somebody's buying a board and they say, "Do you want to set it up?" Fine, I got you, no problem. I like setting up boards, but it is like important to actually figure it out on your own because
Right.
skate shops might be closed, you know,
Right.
and your trucks just might need to be tightened. But you over here like, "Oh, it's too wobbly." Tighten the fucking
remember-
trucks.
It's funny you say that. Like Jake, you'd have. First, I'd walk into the shop. I remember he set me up with my first board.
Word.
I wanted.
Jake Phelps set you up with the first board.
Jake, yeah.
Damn.
Before he was the Thrasher dude.
Word.
I came in there. I was like, all right, I want the hammerhead.
Yeah.
I want the Hosoi. He was like, we don't got that. He's like, you need this, and he pulls out the beast. Right? He's got
Damn.
the beast. It's like, all right, I'll get that. This shit looks nice. I like the shape.
Word.
Shout out to Mofo.
Shout out to my
that. I love that board. And he gave me an attitude for just him said he didn't want to set it up.
But you didn't know how to do it and shit yet, so you had to
learn. Yeah, I had to learn.
That's Jake, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to all the fallen soldiers, man.
Straight up. We out here still pushing for him. You already know. Big for the homie.
Yes.
That's one thing, we about to get out of here, but that's one thing I trip on though, is that the fact that Jake set up your first board, you know, but then like you're still cruising through skate shops. Now you're here. And so it's like a piece of history. Like, you know, we all carry the homie with us. Just those little stories and shit like that is Then now I'm thinking about why I fuck with Jake so much. And then I relay this story to someone else. And then somebody watching this is going to hear that and be like, wow, I remember when Jake did this. Or, and it might not all be nice shit, but he's still ringing in our head. He's still, from wherever the fuck he is, we can still hear that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's lit, man. I think we gonna wrap it up.
All right. Man, I appreciate this.
My dog RAHSAAN, I appreciate that. Where'd you get that name from again? Who you named after? RAHSAAN, yeah.
My dad named me after a jazz musician.
Okay.
RAHSAAN Roland Kirk.
RAHSAAN Roland Kirk.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. This musician was just dope. Just this blind cat.
Damn.
He played like 3 horns at the same time.
That's a dope person to be named after, for sure. Shout out to Pops for that one.
Yeah. He saw him perform at the Berkeley Amphitheater, and it was a full moon, and he was just like, I'm naming my son
after this cat.
Yeah.
Word.
I had to grow into that name though, because as a kid, you know, it was just hard. It was hard back then.
His name wasn't like Kevin or John or Malcolm.
I remember at the half pipe, another half pipe I skated in the city was the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
You had to write your name. I always put Alex Alexander. The nuns used to just hate on my name, dude.
Damn.
Because I went to Catholic school.
That's a trip.
And they're like, RAHSAAN? Like, what? How do you say your...
Just hating us, so you like switch it up.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a cool ass name. So.
Appreciate it, man.
He lit, man. Mondays and Tuesdays down at the shop. You know what I mean? We here. Shout out to my boy Schmitty. You know what I mean?
Schmitty.
Shout out to my nigga young Leo and this thing. You feel me? We gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Later.